Where we lock and load, Allen Pounds. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pounds Show. Yeah. Where we lock and load. Come on.
This is the Allen Powell Show live on Rejoice 102.3. Also, you can catch us on YouTube live. So, if you not in your car and you're using your phone, you can use the app, the TuneIn app. Catch us on Rejoice 102.3, iHeartRadio, or the 102.3 app. So it's all types of ways you can catch this show. No reason to not tune in. Now let's get to the co-hosts that I have with me today. Job Cinco.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We here.
I call him Job 5, y'all. Call him Job 5 because I know my Spanish. Jay Camp, the champ, is in the building with me tonight. Y'all hear it. Y'all hear it. So I got a couple of my guys with me today. Now, as always, I want y'all to call in, so I'm going to give y'all the numbers early. Suburbs, 708-445-9922. Indiana, 219-933-9922. And Chicago, 773-288-9922.
Yes, yes.
So y'all know what we do here. We talk the latest sports with a little extra shenanigans.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not going to hold it back any further. Y'all know how we do. Let's lock and load, people, and get right into it. We have two national champions to talk about today.
Yes, sir.
First, we'll start with the men's because that was the most recent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Texas and Virginia.
Great game. Great game, man.
Me and Job text before the game, and what did you text?
I said Virginia gonna win by 6, but I was off by 2 points. They won by 8 points.
Right.
But I was there. I was there though.
Yeah, you were there.
I had Texas Tech by 4. I just wanted Texas Tech to win. Justin, did you have anybody? Did you even watch the game? It's okay if you didn't.
I didn't watch the game. I had Duke.
Look,
he didn't watch.
I had Duke, and when they got out, I was out. So
hey, you're not the only person. There's probably a lot of people that did the same thing. When Zion was gone, they was gone.
Yeah, you know when them big schools people won't even watch it no more. But
right,
it was a great game. That overtime, oh man, bro, it was one of the best games I've seen in a while, college level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a great game.
It was a great game. Texas Tech was down by 10 points a couple of times in the game.
Yes, yes.
They fought back, but they came up a little short.
Yes. Defense wins games.
Everybody thought that it was going to be one of them defensive games where no points get scored. Yeah. It's going to drag out.
Well, you know it was like 32 at the half.
Right.
It was like, I think it was like 32-28, something like that, if I'm correct. But, man, they came out the dope.
It was a high-scoring game. J Camp, you didn't watch the game, but just how do you like your games? Do you like high-scoring or do you like more defensive battles?
Yeah, I like high-scoring, but we know defense wins championships.
Right, right.
You know that from the NBA championships.
Right, right. But it was a great game. It was a great game. I was mad at Texas Tech because the guy just started, I forget his name, but he shot like 20-something times. Like, bro, like, pass the ball. Like, I know you think you doing your thing, but pass the ball.
Maybe that was probably, I mean, I'm pretty sure that was their hot guy, and they was just trying to get him into the rhythm. But I think I know you're talking about. He was scoring like late in the game.
Right.
He was scoring late in the game, and he had a good game. But Hunter,
well, look, Hunter for Virginia,
Cold.
he
He
did
cold.
his thing. But
Clutch.
this is my thing. Brandon Francis from Texas Tech didn't get enough shots to me. Every time I saw him, he was making buckets. But then he didn't get the ball enough. I don't understand it.
But then how could? But I'm saying he was the one that was guarding Hunter.
I understand
So it's
that.
like that's hard, man. That's hard to shut down somebody who's scoring and score points yourself.
So this is the guy that I'm talking about, Jared Culver. He shot 22 times. And you know what his percentage was from the field? He was 5 for 22. After how many shots? After how many shots do you say, okay, maybe I need to pass the ball? You know.
Hey, let's also add that guy from Virginia.
Right.
He's from Indianapolis, Indiana, people.
Right on.
He's from the crib, so y'all got to show that man some love, man.
Right on. But if you're listening to us and you want to comment on the men's national championship game, call in. I'm gonna give the numbers out one more time just in case you didn't hear it. Suburb 708-445-9922, Indiana 219-933-9922, and Chicago 773-288-9922.
But that's probably the reason why they lost the game. I mean, when you have ball hogs and stuff like that.
He definitely became a ball hog.
See,
He was a ball hog.
But listen, you gotta understand though. You gotta understand.
5 for 22?
When you have a man on your team who has that rhythm, just like Hunter.
5 for 22. Is that a rhythm?
Hey, sometimes you don't have it.
What
But
do you-
but that's
Bro.
what I'm saying. They gonna keep giving you chances. They just kept because they believed in him that much.
Bro.
You gotta learn how to turn it when to turn it loose.
Hey,
If you got
the game was still close though.
I blame the coach.
Hold on. If you got 5 for 22 and you got one guy 7 for 12,
Right.
the 7 for 12 needs some more shots.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
Yes,
This,
bro.
the 5 for 22 guy, just like he was just heat checking.
Okay.
Heat check means you think you hot and you just keep shooting. But he was missing. He was broke.
J.R. Smith.
Yeah,
J.R.
just
Smith
shooting.
is it. Just keep shooting and be off, and you be like, man, would you
Right.
stop shooting?
Right,
Try to be Kobe.
right. But it was a good game. If you watched the game, call in and tell us what you thought about the game. If you didn't watch the game, if you like Jay Camp and you was gone when Duke was gone, you was gone. Let me know how that went as well. But just call in and let us know. We also had the women's championship game.
Yes.
Baylor defeated Notre Dame
Yes.
82-81.
Yes.
Now,
It's
with
two
this
of the schools
game-
that you wouldn't even think could be in there, man.
Right. But with this game, it was like a blowout to me. I kind of turned away from it. And then Notre Dame came back, but I know that Baylor had an injury.
You want to know what's funny though? Because I remember on a couple of shows ago, I was like, man, I really don't watch, women basketball, but a couple of times I took some glances at these women playing ball.
Yeah.
Bro, it's interesting, bro, because they like just as fast and ball handling. Like
Right.
I was like, wow, like
Right.
they really doing something, bro.
Well,
They've been taking over. I'm trying to tell you.
Did you?
Taking over.
Now, this is another game that was a good game, but I myself turned away from it. But we got a caller calling in, and we're going to get back into it. Caller, you on the line. What's your name and your comment?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. My name is Eric Heffar, caller from East Chicago, Indiana. How you guys doing today?
All right.
Good. Thanks for calling in. What's your comment?
Good. I have a comment with a question. Is it fair to say the way the game is going, 6'4", 6'5", and under, is becoming obsolete nowadays? Because the way it's looking, everybody's taking 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", playing the 1, 2, and 3. That's why I was so excited about the game last night, because you very rarely see 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" point guards nowadays putting on a wonderful show.
Right.
That's a good observation.
I think a lot of it has to do with like you got like foreign players that started it a long time ago. Like you got Dirk Nowitzki, like he could run the point actually, and even with the African Americans, you got Lamar. Remember Lamar Odom? Lamar Odom could play the 1 through the 5.
Right.
And it's like big men are coming more of a concept of playing the game any position. Anthony Davis, like he could actually play any position. Boogie, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good point, man. I thank you for your call too.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
I think the 6'1" players, they have to be exceptional. They have to stand out.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Can't
Yes.
just,
Yes.
be a point.
Because if you was watching the game, I was watching the size in the championship.
Right.
After like the first, I want to say 5 minutes, the coach, he switched out. He switched out Texas Tech.
Right.
He went a little bit more smaller.
Right.
Because you got to understand, if you a big man, you 6'7", and you guarding somebody 6'2", their advantage on you more likely gonna be speed.
Right.
So that's why he had to switch and go to a smaller setting.
Right.
And they was keeping up for a while though.
It was a good game. But getting back to the Notre Dame game, that girl Arike, I'm gonna make sure I say her name right. Arike Ogunbalawale. I probably still jacked it up, but she got some game. She got some real game. Now she did miss the free throw at the end of the game that could have tied it, but last year she hit a game-winning shot. She's definitely one of the best players I ever seen.
What team was this?
Notre Dame. She's on Notre Dame.
Okay, who was the young lady? It was a young lady who got hurt. And she
Cox for Baylor.
Star player.
Yeah, Cox.
Wanted with her getting hurt.
Baylor had Twin Towers, and they was shutting down Notre Dame. Every time they was coming to the bucket, they was contesting the shot. So, but that was another good game. Both national championship games were good, even though we didn't see Zion and Gino Ariana.
Boo. No, I'm saying boo, like I wanted to see my boy.
And Gino Ariana of UConn, he's always in the finals. He wasn't in it, but it was still 2 good Final Fours.
Yeah,
so
it was.
If you watch the games and you want, like I said, you want to call in and comment and tell me what you think, please call in.
Give the numbers again.
One more time.
I got you, Al.
Go ahead. You do the honors.
Hey, let's call in and show y'all, see what y'all think about. We got Suburb 708-445-9922. Indiana. We need to hear from y'all, people. 219-933-9922. Chi-Town. 773-288-9922.
Can y'all call in and tell me, did you like Joe's rendition of giving out the numbers? Can you call in and tell me, tell me, do you like his rendition of the numbers getting put out? Y'all call in and tell me that. We ask questions about anything. It ain't just sports. I want y'all to call in and comment about us just being on the show. Tell us anything. Yeah. But hey, I want to move on to our next topic. I want to talk about this Kyle Korver story that came out.
And great, hey.
Kyle Korver came out with a piece called Privileged.
Yep.
Right. And he's talking about racism and having white privilege.
Yes.
And so, first of all, before I get into my take, and I just want to go, I'm going to go to J Camp, the champ, first. What's your thoughts about the piece that you read about Kyle Korver? What is your thoughts about the whole piece?
I think it's a great piece, but I think it also lets us have a conversation. Well, what about black privilege?
Do you want to expound on that? Do you want to expound on that?
That's deep.
I did not expect this conversation to go there.
Growing up hip hop.
You know, because black people have certain advantages as well. It may not be in the same context as white people do, but black people have advantages as well. And so I think that he started the conversation, and if everybody knows what privileges they have, maybe we can, live in a better world. But I think we need to talk about both. Man, I applaud Kyle Korver for what he's doing.
Right.
But I don't want, black people or anybody to get comfortable in thinking that we just got to depend on white people to talk about racism, because there's also a such thing as black privilege.
Before I get to you, let me explain to the people what's going on. Kyle Korver, guard forward for Utah Jazz, came out basically saying that racism is still going on around right now, especially in the NBA, as far as you dealing with fans yelling racist things to players. And he's saying that as a white player, he has the option to either be involved in the conversation or not. And it's not going to affect him either way. But he brought up a couple of things. His former teammate, Thabo Sefolosha, got into an incident in New York. He got into an incident.
Ended his season.
Got arrested, got injured, ended the season. And the first thought that came to Kyle Korver's head was, well, why, he said the first thing that came to his head, why was you at a club at that night?
Right.
But then after thoughts of the incident, he said, well, if it was him, he probably wouldn't even got arrested, got injured, none of that.
His autograph.
Right. So after reading that piece, what do you think about Kyle Korver's statements?
I'm gonna just say, man, I got respect for that brother. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of people won't stand up for stuff like that, bro. Even when you're surrounded by a predominated black league, You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of Caucasian players in the league, but for him to step up and say that, man, that's real powerful. That's somebody who noticed something and speaking out about it.
Right.
Like that's great. That's a great thing, man.
Now, I got a couple of questions though. Because I see he came out with a piece and he's saying these things. He says, quote, "I have to hold fellow white men accountable." What do he mean by holding them accountable? And do we need a bigger figure than Kyle Korver to say something? Because Kyle Korver, just let's be honest, Kyle Korver is a mediocre player, average player. He's not one of the best players in the league. This is what I'm saying. You ain't saying like
at a period of time
he was never one of the best players in the league. We're not about to go. Now see, every time
at a period of time,
see why he always got to go crazy when we talk about like, come on, man.
At a period of time, he was.
You know what? I'm gonna let the callers call in. Let's hold this conversation. Callers, call in and tell me, has Kyle Korver ever been a top player in the league?
Can somebody please tell?
Call in,
tell Al that he's
have
wrong.
you ever heard of Kyle Korver being one of the best?
What?
One of the best players. One of the best players in the league. But back to my point. What are your thoughts about him saying he got to hold other fellow white athletes accountable?
I mean, I think that's great. You know, I think we need to have a broader conversation. You know, like,
what does that mean, though, about holding them accountable?
Well, I think that
something.
You know, right? You know, I think that just really calling out racism when you see it, and calling out privilege when you see it.
Right. Okay, so then my second question would be, do we need a more popular white player to speak up like he just did?
Not really.
I'm gonna say not even a player. What about an owner?
That's
a great
another
point.
person, another white person, period, that's in power. Like he has a stage and he using this stage. It starts with one man. A rumor starts with one person telling another person. You feel what I'm saying? Then that person gonna tell that other person.
But I say this. I got another question. Who is the best white player in the league right now? I don't know who that is. I'm asking. Can somebody call in and tell me that? Because I don't know.
You got a lot of foreign players. What's my man that play for Denver?
Who? Jokic?
Yeah.
Jokic?
Yeah.
Now is he considered white though? When they foreign, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying what I see. You feel what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Point that maybe a lot of white players face that when they are white in the league, they feel like people overlook them because black people are known to have the athletic ability. That can be considered black privilege.
We're going to get to that because you brought up something. I definitely want to touch on that. Kyle Korver also said that he resonates more with the audience more than the players because it's predominantly black players in the league more than white players.
I think a lot of times some fans, especially you got like old school fans, like, man, they like stuck in certain ways, man. So
okay, we got a caller calling in. Caller, what's your name and your comment?
Hi, I was calling about the Kyle Korver.
Yes. What's your name?
This is Doretha.
Okay, and what you got?
From Maryville.
All right, Maryville in the house. What you got?
Kyle Korver. He's a great three-point shooter.
Right.
See, she knows.
So
she said a great three-point shooter. She ain't say a great player though. She said a great three-point shooter. So
in the clutch, I mean, he came through in the clutch a whole lot.
A whole lot.
Okay,
Even
okay, hold on.
Even with
okay, hold on. So, would you say he was ever one of the top players in the league?
Yeah, I will give him that. Not top like he's not a LeBron James, he's not a D Wade, he's not on that caliber. But as far as 3-point shooters, I think he will go down as one of the a great
gotcha.
3-point shooter.
Okay, and do you have a comment about the piece that he wrote about white privilege?
I think it's great that he's acknowledging that it exists because a lot of people ignore it or act like it's not a thing when it is.
Gotcha.
I would like the champ to expound on black privilege.
We're about to touch on that right now. So thank you for calling in and appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
Right. So Mr. J. Camp the Champ, you brought up something.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and bring it to the forefront, man. Tell me what you're talking about.
Well, okay, so I mean, if you want to talk about in the terms of the NBA or in sports in general, there's a certain thing called black privilege.
Okay.
Where if you're a white athlete, you may not get the same flack as a black athlete. And so I think that's something to point out. If you're going to have the conversation, let's talk about everything.
But I say this, and I do agree with you, because if we're on a basketball court, and if we're being completely honest, if you haven't seen nobody play, and you got black people and black players and white players,
Right.
they're going to expect or assume
Right.
that the black player is better. But I will say this, talking about the black privilege and the white privilege, which one will give you more stature, more money sometimes? That's where I think the argument changes. So when it comes to black privilege, do you think, what's the benefits compared to the white privilege?
Because if you got to choose two people that, may have the same ability or same stats, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
because
What we talking about at? What are we talking about? Because like when I say black privilege, like we on a playground.
Okay.
We're not gonna make no money from that. I might get chose first, but I ain't gonna make no money.
Okay.
But when it comes to white privilege, it might be a job or anything. The money comes involved.
Right.
So that's where I think the changes.
Job, too. I mean, there are jobs that people might say, well, I might want a black guy for this job, versus a white guy.
Or mix.
I wish you had some stats or something. Like, I ain't heard too many of those.
But they're definitely out there. You want to talk about a national standpoint, then yes,
Right.
But there are times and places where black people are known as the authority on a certain subject.
Got you. Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I would love to hear more from the callers on this to see what they think about the black privilege versus the white privilege, because that's very interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to move on. First, before we move on, I got a quick word from a sponsor. Crossroads Barber and Beauty Expo, coming October 6, 2019. For info on that, www.teambarberindiana.com. Once again, Crossroads Barber and Beauty Expo coming October 6, 2019. For info, www.teambarberindiana.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to get to this next story. The XFL. The XFL, which is owned by Vince McMahon, has made some rules that's going to be coming for their league. Now, I want to tell y'all.
Trying it again, bro.
They trying it again. If y'all don't know, we're talking about Vince McMahon, owner of the WWF turned WWE, is trying his hand in football. He tried it once before. It failed. It flopped.
Yep.
Didn't work. But he said he was coming back again. Now, the fact that he's trying it again is interesting because it flopped. And then the fact that the AAF, the Alliance of American Football, just closed down, didn't finish their season, closed down, he still said, I'm going to take a jab at it.
That's why he did it.
Because they closed down?
Yeah.
But
Gotta
do you
understand
think
what contracts is voided now? Like,
do you think he can get some of them players or something?
I'm pretty sure he can. I mean, the man he got a mind for entertainment.
Right.
Like, but sometimes when you watch something and it's entertaining at first, it's after a while it's gonna be like, okay, man, all right, like this ain't the real thing. So, you know what I'm saying? But get his money, get the money while you got the time.
But let me tell you the rules that he came up with to make it more interesting. So as you know, in regular football, after a touchdown, you kick an extra point.
Right.
Or you can go for a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. He's saying in this league, there's going to be no kicks after touchdowns.
That's a 2 or 3 pointers.
For an extra point, you have to go for from the 2-yard line. You got to go for it from the 2-yard line and run a play.
Okay.
To get 1 point.
Okay.
Now, if you want 2 points, you're going to have to try from the 5-yard line.
Okay.
And then if you want 3 points, you can even get 3 points. So in a whole possession, you score a touchdown, which is 6 points, and then you can go for a 3-point conversion. Now, for the 3-point conversion, you got to go from the 10-yard line. Not finished yet. He got more rules. We got more. In overtime, you will have 5 chances to convert a 2-point conversion. This is overtime.
Right.
5 chances.
Right.
If the defense get an interception, fumble, whatever, they get 1 point. Then he's going to have 44 players on the field at the same time. So let me tell you how this is going to work. He's going to have the offense of both teams on the field at the same time and the defense of both teams at the same time. They're going to be playing on opposite fields, opposite sides of the field at the same time.
Wow.
This is folly, man. This is folly.
You ain't buying what he's selling?
Vince McMahon, he need to have a parents-teachers conference, bro. He tripping.
You not intrigued?
No, I'm not intrigued, bro. They gonna have a class on what to do when you get on the field, or what is. It's so much stuff. They're gonna be looking around like, okay,
that's what I was
2
thinking.
points, 3 points, 44 people on the field. So what we gonna do?
J Camp.
It's stupid,
It's too many
man.
rules.
Too much?
Too much.
Stupid.
Too much.
You don't like the 1 point for 2-yard line, or 2 points for 5-yard line?
I like that he's trying to change things up. I particularly like the overtime rules. I kind of wish in NFL actually adopted.
Which part? Which overtime rule you like? Which
I like the fact that you can gain points. A lot more points quicker. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You don't have to wait all the way until you get a touchdown to make those points. So I like the fact that you have an opportunity to come back.
Right. What do you think about the 44 players at the same? So you're gonna have 2 games going on opposite ends of the field. As a fan, how do you know which one that you're gonna watch?
Right.
How do you know that?
Right.
I don't think he thought that through.
He definitely didn't think. But he's a salesman. He's trying to sell it.
Right.
But, they also doing this because of health reasons. They think about the concussions and all of that stuff. They trying to eliminate kickoffs. So the kickoffs, or I guess the extra point, is being devalued as well.
I think he's making fun of the NFL. That's exactly what he's doing. But I got a solution though.
What?
This what you do. If one team playing on the other end of the field and the other team playing on the next one, just watch one end of the field and then DVR and record the other part. So when that first one is over, go back and then watch the other side.
Time out. You talking about people at home?
Yes, and see how confused you will be.
What about the people in the stands? What do?
Oh man, they gonna have some neck problems then. They gonna be looking. Which way over? Look, they gonna have some major neck problems.
We gonna see how this play out, because I'm not seeing.
It's crazy, bro. This is folly. Vince McMahon is full of folly.
He's creating such a buzz around it.
Right.
People might just watch.
Oh, they gonna watch like the first. I would say the first 1 or 2 games,
and then it's gonna fall off.
Bro, come on now. That's so stupid, man. Stick with WWE, man. Just stick with that.
Gotcha. So we're going to hear another word from one of our sponsors, 2Tierra's events, where they make the mundane magical. Ooh. So if you have an event, wedding, party, book release, bar mitzvah, prom send-offs, baby showers, anything you can name,
everything.
That is where you go to. 2Tierra's events. Look her up. 2TierraEvents@gmail.com. 219-384-2920. 2Tierra's events. They make the mundane magical.
Yeah, y'all. Let's get out and support these people, man. These people's coming from our neighborhoods. Let's get out and support them.
And these people are supporting us, so please support the sponsors.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Now, a baseball story I want to get to. Adam Jones, outfielder of the Arizona Diamondbacks, had a fan ejected. Now, if you don't know about Adam Jones, he had an incident also in 2017. He got racist taunts at him at Boston at Fenway Park. But in this instance, the fan was just cursing him out. Is that a reason to get ejected? Do you think? No?
No. You ever seen Jackie Robinson? You ever seen that movie, Jackie Robinson?
Yeah.
You saw how much stuff that man went through?
Right.
Man, a fan cussing at you could go to the gas station, somebody could cuss at you. What you gonna do?
So no amount of curse words.
That just means he ain't focused on the game. If you listen to somebody, bro, if I'm playing basketball or football and I'm listening to a fan in the stands and I can tune in that much to hear a fan cursing me out.
Right.
You think I'm gonna turn around and say, how much money you making, man?
Right.
That's what I'm gonna ask him.
But does that just because you're making money off of it, does that mean you have to tolerate anything? What's your thoughts? Is getting cursed out a reason to get ejected?
I mean, I think that's pretty soft of him, but you know, that's another.
So
thing.
any curse word is okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's not okay morally, but we talking about when you on the job,
Right.
You know, you gotta focus. Like Mr. Job is saying over there. I think you gotta focus, and I think that, you know, maybe you can control the content of what they're saying. So if they're making it about race or religion or something like that, you can say, you know what, that's out of line. We don't support that.
He brought kids into the fold as well. He said his kids at the game shouldn't be using that type of language. Does that justify what he?
No.
It's kids
It is
everywhere.
kid, but you don't want you don't want the kids to hear that. Now listen, I'm gonna say this,
man. But we teach our kids wrong from right, bro. That's
do
what it is.
I
you
do
teach your kids what's wrong. You don't say that. What that man said, you don't say that.
Right.
I don't want to hear you saying that.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
I do agree. In this instance, I didn't like that a fan got ejected for cursing people out.
Yeah.
Now, if you got like racist taunts or like Russell Westbrook, they talking about get on your
Nah, I
knees like
feel
you're
that.
supposed to.
I
That's
feel
a
that.
little
I
much.
feel that.
Right.
But cursing out,
Right.
that's.
Bro, stuff like that amp me even more, bro.
I think what happened was he remembered what happened in Boston and that's what happened. We got a call on the line. Let's take this call and we're gonna get right back into it. Thanks for calling the Alan Powell Show. What's your name and your comment?
My name is Dan.
Thanks for calling in, Dan. What's your comment?
Now, I was talking about cursing, you know, and I just didn't think it was right, you know.
You said you didn't think it was right, so you think the fan should have been injected?
Yeah, I think, you know, a certain decor should be, you know, set, you know, on that kind of, you know, jurisdiction.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Thanks for calling in, Dan, with that comment. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Bye.
He said he said
gave him a warning though, bro. I would have
That's a
gave
good
him
point.
a warning, then said, "Sir, if you continue to do this, because you got to understand, these fans paid their money.
that's the thing. They paid their money, but how far does that money go? How much leeway do you have?
Right.
A warning.
Dan said he should have been ejected. So different people feel different ways.
Man, it's a nail biter, man.
Freedom of
Because
speech.
even when they said about the kids part, like we all want to keep our kids from hurt, harm, and danger, bro.
Right.
But I want my kids to recognize what's the difference. Like this is the difference.
Right.
Like you don't do that. Do you see Daddy do that?
Right.
No. So it's just like teaching them.
A lot of people do say that in today's age, it's very soft. Today's culture is soft. You can't do nothing anymore.
Very.
Everybody is soft nowadays.
Very.
So do you think that plays a part in this situation?
Yeah, I think it does. You know, nobody wants to offend nobody. You know, the culture is changing.
Mm-hmm.
I think, man, a lot of these parents don't want to hurt their kids' feelings. That's what it is. They befriending them. But at the end of the day, when I came up,
Yeah.
and I got a paddle at school for acting up, I got a whooping when I got home. And my father probably made me write a note to the teacher stating that I'm sorry and this will never happen again, and have her to sign it and bring it home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's give out the numbers one more time. I'm looking on the YouTube live chat. Got some people that wants the number. The number, suburbs, 708-445-9922. In Indiana, 219-933-9922. In Chicago, 773-288-9922.
Hit us
So,
up, y'all.
I'm going to read some of the comments that's on our YouTube feed. Tierra Williams said, give some examples of the black privilege. I think you did go over that already. I'm just reading some old comments. But yeah, if you want to call in and comment on anything that we have discussed so far, please do. And I think we're getting a caller right now as we speak. So let's check that out. Okay, we got a caller. You're on the line. What's your name and your comment? Thanks for calling the Alan Powell Show. What's your name and your comment?
Hey, my name is Tierra. I'm calling from Crown Point.
Yes.
And I wanted to call about kind of piggyback on what Dan said.
Okay.
I think that he should have been ejected for cursing the players out. Like, I think that for the very reason that I think it sets a precedent. Like, no, we don't allow this behavior, and if you want to enjoy the game, act accordingly.
Wow.
And no warning, nothing. This is it. We're not tolerating this behavior.
Got you. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for that point. That's a good point. Got another caller coming in. You're on the line. What's your name and your comment?
My government name is Martell, but I go by Mr. Truth.
Mr. Speak the Truth.
We got Mr. Truth calling in on the line. What you got,
in the
brother?
bathroom again.
I got like 3 statements to say before I leave this bathroom. First,
Okay, what you got?
J Camp, I'm very disappointed in you. There is no such thing as black privilege. No such thing as black privilege. Being more athletic and all that, that's just genetic. But that doesn't give you a privy besides a very small chance of making it to the NBA or the NFL. That's my first point. 2, I definitely don't think that the fans should have been thrown out. I say it all the time on the show. I think we're getting into a place in society where people's rights are being infringed on. Like, I got the right to express myself however I want to. I got the right to believe that a curse word is not bad as you get. So I just have fear that they're infringing on the rights of people when you're trying to monitor everything someone says in a public place. So those are my points. And my last point, the XFL, man, I heard the rules for the first time. I think it's going to be enjoyable. I think it's going to add some more variety to the game that's kind of gotten stale over time. So that's my point. I'm going to go back to work before I get fired.
All right, thanks for calling in. That's true, calling from the bathroom at his job. Hope that brother don't get fired. But thanks for calling in. So he had a lot to say, a lot to digest. Yeah. He said he liked the XFL rules. I don't know if he heard all of them. I mean, he said he heard them, but I wish I would have got a chance to really dig in and ask him which way he going to look when you got two teams, 4 teams playing on each side of the field. Which way you going to look? Right. Did he think about that?
That makes sense.
We'll find, when he come back on the show, maybe I'll get a chance to ask him. But he said, what did he say? He said the fans should have been. No, he said the fans shouldn't have been ejected.
Yeah.
Then we had another caller that said the fans should have been ejected. So we getting different callers to call in and to comment. It's a very touchy subject. How far does the money go? Because you paid your money. Does that give you leeway to say everything besides racist or derogatory things of that?
Like you say, it's a man.
I do agree with you. I do agree with you with the warning. Maybe you should give a warning.
Yeah.
And then after the warning, if they continue to talk like that, okay, now you got to go. Because maybe he had too many bottles. Maybe he was off the bottle.
Right.
You know, they sell alcohol at these games.
They do.
So
they do.
Ain't no telling it how many.
But they stopped selling them after a certain ending.
Right, after like the 7th inning.
Yeah.
But how do you tell if he had too many and maybe he's not in his right mind? So
yeah. I mean, I just think that, you know, the whole kids argument is so invalid because, I mean, kids are everywhere, you know, and kids are at bars and restaurants and people curse there. So you can't say, oh, we got to protect our kids. I mean, that's just a terrible argument in my opinion.
So we're going to take a quick turn in this show. I'm going to get into the segment called A Day in the Life of Al. And in this segment, strange things happen. So we're going to get ready for A Day in the Life of Al. You ever wonder what happened in A Day in the Life of Al? So in A Day in the Life of Al this time, I was out with my wife at a restaurant, not going to reveal the name. I don't like revealing the names of restaurants when strange things happen. But we was out at a restaurant, and I was looking at the menu, and the menu said, if you share a drink, you will be charged. And when I seen that, it baffled me because I know people do that. I've done it before. And so I never seen it on the menu that if you share a drink, you will be charged.
That's crazy.
First of all, have you ever shared a drink when you just ordered one beverage?
Man, but with my wife, yes, I do.
And are you shocked that that was on a menu?
Man, I'm very shocked. So you telling me how to spend my money, and you telling me if some come to my table that I gotta say, nah, you can't have none. Like,
that's definitely
that's stupid, man.
That definitely made me look like
it's so stupid, bro. That is stupid.
How do you feel about that being on the menu, J Camp?
Was it alcoholic or
No, I'm talking about pop.
What? Oh, now hold on.
about
I
pop.
was talking about alcohol. Oh man.
You know what? I didn't even think about the alcohol. It probably was alcohol, but I was just talking about pop, soda. It said if you, because that's what I, if you don't want to pay for a second drink, a second soda, sometimes you share that one soda.
Some probably happened where people was sharing drinks too much and just ordering one.
It was
drink.
too much.
Right.
Oh,
everybody-
too much.
Yeah, that could have happened.
You know.
J Camp, have you done that before? Have you shared? Have you shared a soda? Okay.
I've shared buffets. What you talking about?
I have 6 children, bro. Hey, can I get a refill on that?
So, to my listeners, have you shared the soda, and would you be appalled if you seen it on the menu that if you shared a drink that you will be charged? Because I never seen it. I never seen it.
So what are they going to charge you though? Like, are they going to charge you the
Like
same?
the same price for a soda.
Wow.
Yeah, you gonna pay for 2 sodas. You can't drink and then give it to your wife. Then the move is that after you share a drink with your significant other, once y'all finish, you ask for a refill because it's only one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what they trying to stop.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? But I never seen it on the menu. I was shocked. And it kind of stopped me from buying a drink because it's like, what if I want to share with my wife?
Right.
They digging.
Sharing is caring, supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right.
They telling me sharing ain't caring.
They being straight staring at you, bro. Staring.
Now, I ain't gonna reveal the restaurant I was at because I don't want people to get turned off. Because I know it ain't me just out there that like to share
let me
drinks.
know when
sometimes.
we get off the air,
I'm gonna
'cause
go
I
there
ain't
and just
gonna-
violate it on purpose.
I'm mad somebody walking in the door. Hey, get him a straw. Hey, you taste this, man. For real.
So a comment on YouTube Live, one of our listeners says that doesn't make sense. You can't tell people how to spend their money. Well, I'm just saying, they definitely trying to tell you. And another listener said they were talking about pop, so they definitely was talking about a soda. You buy a soda, you drink it, you got to keep it to yourself. Can't share it,
Yeah.
then ask for a
But
refill.
you know
Can't
what?
do
I
it.
kind of understand that as far as waiters and waitresses role because, I mean, you kind of like taking money from, because you know
Right.
waiters and waitresses, though, they sometimes at some restaurants, they don't make a lot of money, bro.
It's other ways to do that though. I mean,
Right.
raise your prices up. Maybe we can raise the
prices.
the
That's
drink.
a horrible idea.
He a lawyer. He can do that. He can do that. I don't know.
Not astronomically, but if you so worried about a $2 drink, raise it to $2.50 or or $3 or something. If you so worried about people sharing drinks.
One of our listeners called out a restaurant. I'm not gonna say whether you was right or wrong, but I'm not gonna be yelling out restaurants out here because we want our sponsors to keep sponsoring. So in case they want to sponsor the show, we're not gonna be naming people. And then another listener said sometimes I just want a sip of pop. I do it with my husband and daughter. So they sharing with 3 people. Jeez. Now, okay, maybe you and a significant other, that's cool. But the whole fam?
Man, bro.
It's this drink. It's your drink. You bought
is,
it.
man.
You can do what
And
you
then
want to
that
do
is
with
true.
it.
Now they trying to stop the little romance scene. That's like a guy move. Hey, let's get 2 straws.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? That's your excuse to sit next to her. You know what I'm saying? They trying to stop everything. Man,
Right.
come on now.
Hey, but look, y'all can call in on this subject as well. I just wanted to take a quick turn and tell y'all what happened to me because it was very interesting. So y'all can call in and tell me y'all stories. Have you done it before? If you've seen it on the menu, will it shock you? Because it shocked me. Getting back into the sports, Robert Kraft. I'm glad we have J Camp in the building because he is a lawyer, and this story needs some lawyering, if that's a word, on it. Needs some lawyering on it. So,
Let's talk.
Robert Kraft, we've been talking about this story for the past 3-4 weeks, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Give a backstory again for the people who don't know what's going on. The brother got caught soliciting prostitution at a massage parlor. Now, they offered him a deal. If you just say you would have been guilty, then we'll drop the charges. You just do some community service. You have to take an STD screening, and we'll drop the charges. But the owner, he ain't with that. He ain't going.
He found the loop in it.
He
man.
definitely tried to find a loophole. So the lawyer on the show, I'm going to go to you first. The story that's coming out is the way they had the cameras in the massage parlor was illegal. He said they only supposed to use those type of measures, those type of tactics in serious in serious cases.
Wow.
Right. According to the law.
According to the law.
Right.
So they saying it was the camera was illegally in there. Therefore, I guess he's looking.
He won. That's like putting the camera in the bathroom.
Right.
You can't do
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
So, lawyer J. Camp,
Yes, sir.
what's your thoughts about that?
They violated his constitutional right.
That's his play. That's what he's saying.
You know, you have a right to privacy, and when they violate that, the police can't do any and everything to try to prove a case. They have to fall in lines with the Constitution. And so when you violate that, you can't try to prove someone guilty because of that.
But they've been surveying that place for a long time.
Right.
It's been under surveillance for a long time, and he just got caught up in the whim.
Right.
But they got him on camera, getting special attention, paying for it, and do you think he can win this case?
I think so. I think they have a good argument. If they can prove that it was an illegal recording, they don't have enough proof to prove the case.
Gotcha. Okay, so what do you think about this case?
Man, sorry, Batman. The Joker got away again.
That's Job
That's
Cinco
it.
for y'all. That's Job Cinco. That's Job Cinco
That's
at its
it.
finest.
The Joker got away.
But we all
Out
know
the
he
loop.
did it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
It's just about should we hold him legally against it? I think we need to, have a conversation in this country. Should prostitution even be illegal? So, I mean, that's a question that we need to really talk about. But we know he did it. He basically apologized for it. Right now, we're just talking about the legal.
But the tapes will get out, though.
Oh yeah, TMZ is known for getting tapes when it's supposed to be sealed.
Right.
I don't know how they do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if some video come out with Robert Kraft on tape.
He gonna
doing
pay
what he
for it
doing.
somehow.
Couple more minutes we got left until we get on up out of here. Last story I want to get to. Women's coach for North Carolina, Sylvia Hatcher, was under investigation because she allegedly told some of her players you would get hanged from some trees with nooses if they didn't improve their play.
She didn't say that. Bro, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I'm not even trying to take up, but I don't believe that, bro.
She's definitely denying it.
It's
You don't believe it
allegations,
either?
bro. It's
believe it.
allegations.
So where did these allegations come from?
Hey, it was probably a player who wasn't getting no PT and started something. That's what it was. Because
She have a
that coach
history of
she's a
racism.
good coach, man.
Right. Does she have a history of racism?
No, and she's coached so many African American women.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. No, I don't believe that, man.
Allegations.
I don't believe that. Sometimes
Allegations going rapid around here, man. Anybody can get it.
Anybody. and some of the stuff be false. They be like, what you say? Oh yeah, I heard you. Hey man, he said such, and I want to prosecute him. Like,
Right.
man,
Right.
these people have jobs. These are people careers, bro.
Right.
Right.
And she's been in the women's basketball circuit for a long 30 years.
Right.
30 years, and her coaches been on her staff for 30 years, man.
Right.
And now you trying to throw this allegation. I'm pretty sure if it was, somebody would have been said something.
Got you. So you're not a believer.
I don't
You're
believe
not
it,
a believer. It is hard to believe that she would say that. You can't say nothing like that or in these times
Right.
and get away with it.
Right.
You know, everything being recorded, and then if it's not being recorded, enough people say it, you're going down anyway.
That's
So
all it is, bro.
it's definitely hard to believe, but
Somebody didn't get no PT and they got mad.
that's possible.
That's what happened.
all
That's
it
what
is.
happened, bro. That's what
Say
happened.
that's your story.
Yes.
Okay. Well, look, we are about to get ready to get on up out of here. But before we get on up out of here, I need y'all to come to church with me for a minute.
I got church.
So when y'all come to church with me, I just tell y'all what I learned just in case y'all miss church. Because we here for y'all. We here for y'all.
That's right.
Right.
So look, in this episode of Come to Church With Me, we dealt with a couple of things. So the scriptures is Mark 2:15, New Living Translation version. So in Mark 2:15, Jesus was telling these Pharisees that it ain't the healthy that need help, it's the sick. And so these Pharisees was coming to them like, man, why you hanging out with these scums? That's the word they use, scum.
Right.
And so in church, he was just saying that when Jesus dealt with people, first of all, you gotta be willing to lose your reputation. His reputation was at stake for hanging out with these people, but his mission was to help these people. And so sometimes you might have to hang out with some folks that might not
Be that light.
yeah, quote unquote, be the right people. But to make the change that you need to make, you're going to have to hang with them, and with hanging with them, you can make a change. But some people might look at you funny, but don't care about that because you're on a mission.
Yes.
And so go check out that scripture, Mark 2:16, New Living Translation, and check out what Jesus was doing because it was very powerful. He didn't care about his reputation and all of that. So we're going to get another word from our sponsors before we get on up out of here.
This portion of the Alan Powell Show has been brought to you by MLA Printing. High quality printing, fast turnaround time, free UV coating, 16-point gloss paper. You need a design? Designing is also available. To contact MLA Printing, mlaprinting867@gmail.com. Or you can give us a call, 219-398-8888. 219-398-8888.
So look, before we get on up out of here, just to let y'all know, y'all can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Also, if you want to see more of the Alan Powell Show, you want to meet us personally, check out D3T TV, subscribe to our channel. You can meet the pals, see different challenges that we do, backstage content, in-depth. All the backstage that you can get is on D3T TV. You will know our story, find out everything that's going on with us. Also, we got shirts available. If you want to purchase some shirts,
Any size.
this dude, he my hype man.
I got you, baby. Any size, baby.
If you want to support the show, man, and order your own Alan Powell shirts, get in contact with us via Facebook, Instagram. We all over. Check us out, and we can get that sent out to you, ship it to you.
Yes.
So, with all that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. For Job Cinco,
God bless you guys. Cinco out.
Jay Camp the Champ.
Jay Camp, the champ is here.
I'm Al. We're going to see y'all next week. Thank y'all for tuning in.